Hi guys, so as you already know, my name is Winnie, also known as Winifred. So today we're going to be talking about ageism, and I chose this picture specifically because it ranges from a very young male to an older male, and I just wanted to identify the process of aging through the different stages. So this is Ageism by Winifred of and welcome once again. Made it a little artsy. So the question is, what is ageism? Well, according to my preconceived definition based on television social media posts, I basically assume that ageism is you getting old. You know, when you're just really old, you stay in bed all day, you use the stair lifts. But upon reading in our gerontology textbook, I actually found a definition by Butler that says that, ageism is the prejudices and stereotypes that are applied to older people, surely just on the basis of their age, which I found really interesting. And guess what? Ageism is like racism or sexism. It's just an ism. Now we have to understand ageism from an actual humanistic point of view. As we obviously went from being babies and now we're exploring the different stages in our life, aging includes losing and gaining. Throughout the process of life, for older people, they lose their eyesight, their hearing, but you're also gaining a lot of experience and a lot of memorable life experiences along the way. And obviously, it is different across every social and cultural background because everybody's different, right? That's diversity. And I believe that there are various myths and assumptions that follow ageism, which is depicted through social media, advertisements, and so on. And it's important to review these myths and assumptions in efforts to reduce stigmatism. So the effects of ageism. So in the media, older people tend to be stereotyped and represented in an unrealistic way. This means that the images that they're depicting about older people tend to be more older people are lazy, older people are, so on and so forth, which I'll talk about later on. Younger applicants are chosen over older applicants on the basis of not enough hype, and this is actually shown in one of the videos that I may or may not be playing further down in the line, whereby a woman who's like literally in her 40s is treated as if, being in your 40s, you're so old to the point where you can't even be chosen for a job. And then in the nursing home, elders, just like the people we take care of in practicum, they're actually subject to abuse and neglect, which is not a very, very nice thing. So over here, I have 6 images for the first slide of pictures that depicts ageism from my point of view based on social media and posts that I've seen. So this first one over here, we're looking at a very handsome, hunky grandpa who is very, very dazed, and it basically says, age is no barrier, it is a limitation you put on your mind. And I just thought it was very interesting because we think older people don't want to exercise and work out. Here we have a cool looking group of older people, and they seem to be taking a selfie. So obviously older people do partake in selfie taking. And then there's this beautiful grandma who's smiling for a picture. She looks lovely, healthy, and just from the physical appearance, she looks to be having a great experience with ageism. And then we have some hunka, on a vacation, excuse me. So you can see that old people still have the time of their lives and they're enjoying life. And this was the stair lift that I identified during the first slide of my preconceived definition. And it's just a woman on the stair lift going up, apparently. And then we have Grandpa. He's like, today's not your day, sonny boy. He clearly tackled his grandson, and apparently it's football season. Now, the next one, this is my favorite picture within all of them. This is Bingo Night because it just got real. It shows that, Grandma's still into bingo, but it does get real quite often. And then over here we have Grandma, she's all about YOLO. And then over here we have Grandma who's literally lifting herself with 2 hands. Like, bro, do you even lift? And then over here, we have the typical picture of an elderly woman who's finding it really hard to see. So it says, those newfangled crossword puzzles, I just see them everywhere. They're so hard. And then this next slide with with various pictures. So this one over here actually broke my heart when I saw it, and it said that old people are useless, which I find to be really disgusting. Because I don't believe old people are useless in any shape or form. Just because you're old and sometimes you do have decreased mobility and ability to do things does not mean you're useless. So that is completely wrong. Then in this picture we have the seven dwarfs of old age. So we have nappy, obviously old. This is depicting that old people nap, are wrinkly, they squint, they're rocky, they sag, they fart, and they're leaky. This is very, very rude because I believe not everyone experiences all these things, and it's not, okay to classify or stigmatize old people within the seven dwarfs of old age. Then up here we have Then up here we have a nurse or a receptionist who happens to be speaking to the doctor, and she's clearly yelling due to the fact that he says, "Do you have to yell in my ear?" And then we come down here and it says, if you're over 70, visit your orthopharmacologist as often as you have sex, at least once a year. So this is technically depicting that older people don't have sex, which we don't know because we're not in their bedrooms. We don't know what's going on there. They might be getting freaky. They might be watching, TV. Who cares, right? So I have two YouTube videos right here. The first one is about physical activity in relation to older aged people, and basically I'm going to take you through the video, and I just like you to watch and enjoy. So I'm just going to play the video. Okay. So anyways, the first PowerPoint basically depicted, old people. It says that old people can't dance, old people can't work out, and through the video, you'll see that, old people definitely can do these things. So I'm just gonna go back and show you guys one more time because I did make a mistake of leaving. So I'm just gonna play it. It's about 1 minute and 48 seconds long. Hubba hubba. Turn up, Grandpa. Turn up. Yes, Grandma. She is so flexible. Girl, I can't even do the splits. My sister is 10 and she could do the splits. Come on now. She's just trying to look hot, Trying to look hot for those sexy men out there. This is my favorite part. Yes. Go, Grandpa. Get it. Yes, Grandma. Shake those hips, girl. I'm literally dancing as this is going on right now. So basically, it just says to change, the stereotypes around aging, because as you can see through the video, obviously, old people do have the ability to work out, drive and have fun. So this next video, basically is a woman. Like I explained before, she's in her 40s, and it's just her going through the whole stage of getting older and stuff like that, but I'm not going to play it right now. So the assumptions that I've made throughout, basic experience, through family, through social media, and just stigmatism around old age is that they don't have sex. They lay in bed all day. They don't work. They don't exercise. They're frail. They have diseases and weak. They don't want to I don't want to hurt or break them. And this is based on my practicum experience, which I'll explain later on. They can't take care of themselves. They live in old folks' home. Physical appearance, they're wrinkled, white hair. They don't feel pain that much. They want attention. They're incontinent, constipated, lonely, watch news all day, don't grow, preparing for death, very forgetful, dementia, and delirium. Now, the implications to this. Basically, if the nurse does not respond quickly or recognize the normal signs of pain and how they're not related to aging, then it could cloud their assumptions. So this was, for me, I had an experience in practicum whereby the nurse actually, said, "Oh no, she's old. Pain's okay. It's normal." And I just stood there, shaking my head, and I tried to advocate for my patient, saying that no, this is not normal. Maybe there should be some pain medication administered. So next, there's a lack of empathy in regards to the fact that I just see nurses like moving the patient, no regard whatsoever. They don't let the patient, actually do something as little as taking the towel, washing their face. There's no regard. And guys, it's really important to show empathy because we learned this in DOS last semester. So the elders are obviously subject to abuse and neglect, which is really horrible. So when I talked about my practicum experience, my first time with a patient, I was very hesitant on touching and helping the patient because I felt as if like she was so skinny and scrawny, and I felt as if I was going to hurt her, which is not really good. So it was in my best interest to make sure that I got more comfortable and recognized my own assumptions and work through that. So the RNO best practice guidelines obviously provide a variety of different ways to deal with the process of aging. So some of them include dealing with dementia and delirium, prevention of constipation in older adults, preventing and addressing abuse and neglect of older adults, and so much more. So through this presentation that I'm giving right now, I hope that we are able to actually identify our own preconceived ideas of aging and to work through that in efforts to give better care to our clients. So from my perspective, like I just said, we need to work towards social representation of aging through stigmatizing in the media, identify our own misconceptions, as I said before, and understand that everyone perceives aging differently. And lastly, help elder adults to see the beauty in life. So thank you so much for watching my presentation. As you guys can see over here, they're really excited for me too. And that's my references, and I hope you guys have an amazing break. Bye.